Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Taking a break from the Cobra this week. Need to get some items fixed on the Gladiator. I'd started, doing more assembly work to the Cobra, and then during a trip to the store, noticed I have an issue with the front end of the Gladiator. Unfortunately, this is not the first time I've experienced this, and seems to be something kind of related to the lift kit I put on the truck some time ago. So that being said, I'm gonna get the camera turned around and walk through what is going on. All right, so if you follow the channel or if you watched some of my previous videos on this truck, you would have seen that I installed a rough country spacer kit on the front end. I think it was the 2.5 inch off the top of my head. And part of that spacer kit is you get new sway bar end links because you can no longer use the factory ones. The factory ones kind of have like a ball stud built into them. There's not a through bolt, whereas these aftermarket ones that come from rough country, they curve, as you can see there, and then instead there's a bolt that's supposed to go through the top and the bottom. As you can see there, my bolt is missing. This unfortunately is not the first time this has happened. Over the summer, I think it was the beginning of the summer last year, driving around, I started to notice a clunk from the front end, and the thing all of a sudden was swaying like the Titanic when I was going around corners and trying to maneuver it. Came under here and noticed that this one, the same bolt was missing. So it seems to be the right front both times. Left front seems to be fine. So I got a new bolt from the hardware store, replaced it, and I was good for up until now. I mean, like I said, it was probably early summer when I replaced it, and I had been checking it. It hadn't been loosening, and I actually just checked it a few weeks ago, and it was fine. But basically, Rough Country provided just a regular old bolt with a lock nut and a couple of washers, and they say torque to 55 foot-pounds, and that should do you. Well, obviously it did not. So what I'm gonna do here is get this put together again. I went to the hardware store, got some new hardware, and I will walk through what I'm gonna do to try and keep this from happening going forward. All right, so here are the components I am going to be using. I got two new bolts. These are M12s. I think they're 70 millimeter long, which is longer than the ones that came with the kit. Those were 60 millimeter. I got new washers, one for each side of the links. I got nylon lock nuts, which I will torque to 55 foot-pounds per the spec from Rough Country, but I'm adding in jam nuts on the other side of the lock nuts, and just for extra, I'm going to put a little blue Loctite on those jam nuts as well. So everything is 19 millimeter as far as the wrench and sockets that are needed for these bolts and nuts, so it's all all the same there. And I got my handy dandy snap-on torque wrench to get this thing torqued to 55 foot-pounds per the spec. So I'm gonna go ahead, see if I can get this set up on the one side that is currently missing, get this installed, and then I'm gonna pull apart the other side and replace everything on that side as well. So let me grab everything, get back to the truck. All right, well, here you can see I've got everything stacked, bolt and washer on that side, nylon lock nut and washer on this side. There is a sleeve inside the bushing, so that's what the washer is pushing up against, and this is torqued to the 55 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the jam nut with a little bit of Loctite installed on the end of those threads and get that jam nut put into place. I'll use the same 55 foot-pounds on that. Just use a wrench on the nylon and then hit the torque wrench on the jam nut, and hopefully we can get this thing tightened to the 55, and hopefully it does not come off again. All right, and there we go. Everything is on jam nut with thread locker. Yeah, it wasn't torqued to 55. I torqued it down just to get it good and tight. I didn't, being that that's a narrow little jam nut, I didn't want a chance stripping or really damaging anything. So I just wrenched on it till it felt pretty good and tight, and so I can let the Loctite set, and this side should be good to go. All right, onto the driver's side, you can see the old hardware is still in place. I did check it, and it actually has loosened up. So, whereas it was tight before, now it has loosened up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead, get all this removed, replace it with all the new stuff, and get everything tightened up and go from there. All right, old hardware out on the driver's side, and you can see I have the wheel turned because I did want to go on this side and just make sure, because it is sticking out further where I have it installed, that there was not going to be any clearance issues, and you can see there's plenty of clearance. So just wanted, better to be safe than sorry. I figured it'd be fine, but yeah, just because it's a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything installed on this side and start getting everything tightened up, and we can call this job done. All right, driver's side bolt washers and nylon nut installed. You will notice that these are going in a different direction because of the track bar mount bracket there. You cannot get the bolt through from behind. You have to come through this side. So, keep that in mind if you want to have it the same on both sides. Do it that way on the passenger side as well. To me, it really don't matter that much, but you will have to do it this way just because of the track bar bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and go put some Loctite on the jam nut and get that installed and tightened down, and we can call this a job done. All right, and there we go. Jam nut's in place, torqued down as hard as I can get it torqued down with a box wrench. So that is it. This should be the final fix of this, I hope. Hopefully nothing comes loose again, and we are good to go going forward with these sway bar mount bushings and bolts. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. I know this one was pretty quick and easy, but it's something that needed to be resolved. And I'd definitely be curious, anybody else have problems with these rough country sway bar end links, bolts going missing, things like that? Different solution you may have tried. I'm hoping, like I said, mine works out. I pretty much cover the bases, nylon lock nut, jam nut, and Loctite. So, I mean, I don't foresee them coming loose again, but you never know. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear if you've had the similar problem, how you tried to fix it, if your fix was successful. Be interested to know. So that being said, appreciate you taking the time watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. I do read them. I will respond. If you would, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the notification bell if you want to follow along. Definitely be more content coming forward on the Gladiator as well as the Cobra and the MR2. Definitely have a lot in the works for those, and just getting to them as I can. So that being said, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.